So guys, over the last few days, I've actually been trying to watch a lot of videos of some of the top high school prospects. This time last year, everyone knew guys like RJ Barrett, Bol, Zion. People have been talking about them guys for years. And this year, obviously, there's LaMelo Ball playing in the Spire Academy. But after LaMelo Ball, there's none that off the top of my head I knew just from looking around YouTube. And the more I'm looking for high school clips, really after LaMelo Ball, the player that the most people seem to be watching is Julian Newman. So I decided just to kind of have a look at how Julian Newman's doing this year. I had a look at what his potential is for college. Obviously he's in his junior year right now. And I've also kind of reflected on what's happened over the past couple of years on Julian Newman's basketball career. And I know I made a video, how good are they actually, on Julian Newman last year. And I'm not really going to talk too much about his actual basketball ability in this. I did pretty much a bigger breakdown in that video, and basically all my points still apply. As well, Julian Newman's still pretty much the exact same player as he was a year ago. But in this video, I'm just going to be talking about the basketball career so far of Julian Newman. And even though I'm not going to put in the title, why I believe that his entire situation, it just sums up everything that I believe is wrong with high school basketball in America. So before we get into the main part of this video, I'd just like to say we're doing a daily December. We're uploading a video every single day. This is currently our 8th day in a row, which is absolutely nuts. We are also trying to hit 70,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We started off at 64,000 subscribers. We're now nearly at 67,000, which is crazy. It's looking like we're going to hit the 70,000s, which would be absolutely insane. So if you guys like basketball content, subscribe. And also if you could leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. So Julian Newman burst onto the scene because he was playing varsity basketball at 11 years old. And obviously he was on a lot of big TV shows. He became an instant celebrity and was probably the most marketable 11-year-old basketball player ever at that stage. Then as time went on, people realized he was probably only playing varsity basketball because his dad was the coach of the team. The team he played for was really poor. He had the ball in his hands 90% of the time, so his stats were inflated. And also that it seemed like his dad was actually going to every one of these media outlets and pushing for them to cover his kid. Which, to be fair, it worked. He was huge for all. He was ranked number 1 in his class, I think, as a middle schooler. He was absolutely massive at one stage. And the craziest thing is, when a lot of childhood prodigies don't live up to it, they seem to kind of fade away and not really enjoy the sport or just stop playing it. However, Julian Newman, to be fair to him, has worked extremely hard. He's worked on pretty much every part of his game, and the things you can actually work on, skills-wise, he does as well as almost anyone in high school. However, the things he can't really control, and the traits he's picked up as a product of his environment and nothing to do with him as a person or his work ethic, have really held him back. So obviously Julian Newman's listed as 5'7", but he can't be anything more than 5'5". He's so small from looking at him. And it appears that he's completely finished growing as well. So if he does grow to 5'9", it'll be probably a miracle. And if you guys are watching Julian Newman play right now, he's putting up 32 points a game. His team's not looking as bad as they have in previous years, and he honestly looks like he's a solid player. And I'm going to give it to him. Julian Newman is a very good basketball player. And for all the people that are saying he's terrible, he's overrated, if anything, Julian Newman's underrated, because there's so many people that are watching him that think he's a terrible player. He's not. Julian Newman is a great basketball player. And if he was 8 inches taller, he'd without doubt be a Division 1 level talent anyway. Julian Newman can shoot the lights out. His dribbling is super quick, however, he is just kind of a little bit extra with his dribbling, and I'll get onto that later in the video. But he's got a quick first step, and one-on-one, he's very difficult to guard. He can go by a lot of people and take them on one-on-one. However, at a higher level in high school, there's just going to be too much help defense, too many long defenders, and he really won't be able to do much, which is hence why no Division 1 team has given him an offer yet. So there's obviously flaws with Julian Newman's game basketball-wise. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about kind of the viral internet, viral TV career of Julian Newman more than anything else. And I know I'm not putting it in the title because the title would be something extremely negative, like Julian Newman sums up everything wrong with high school basketball. And I honestly don't want to put that type of title because I don't really want to talk about his whole thing off the court as a negative. So basically, Julian Newman's been playing varsity since he was 11. And since then, he's been under a bigger spotlight than any player in high school aside from maybe LaMelo Ball. And we've all seen what good it did LaMelo Ball. He's obviously not as good a player in comparison to his peers as he was 2 years ago. And there's no question about that. He was projected to be a lottery pick, and now people are even questioning whether he'll be an NBA player. I'd say since Julian Newman's been 14, every time he walks into a gym, people are recording him, teams are going at him, trying to almost embarrass him in a video to get views. The opponent's fans are shouting overrated, overrated. He's had to look online to see negative comment after negative comment about him, and not just about his game, about him as a person. Which, as much as people like to say, oh, he blanks out all the stuff, but I can guarantee you as a 13, 14-year-old, he's reading almost everything about himself, and still, he's a kid. More than likely, he does listen to everything people are saying about him. So honestly, that can't have helped him playing basketball. And one of the biggest things I think hurt his basketball, because he's an extremely hard worker, he's got all the skills, is the fact that every game he plays, he has to put on a show. He's being recorded. So all those drill moves he does, and people are saying he does kind of too much. Of course he does. If it wasn't for all those extra dribble moves, no one would be watching him play. And obviously, as a person who's gone viral, you don't just want the views to stop, you don't want the attention to stop, it's natural. So he's going to keep doing it more and more, and he's going to go further and further and further. And that's caused his assist numbers to drop in the last 4 years. And honestly, I think with his shooting ability, if he became an elite distributor, whereas he's shown in high school that he's not really a distributor at all and a pure scorer, he probably could have played Division 1 basketball, because there are guys his height that play D1 basketball. They are all elite distributors, elite point guards, whereas Newman's just an elite shooter and an elite dribbler. But then again, why would he become an elite distributor? If he was moving the ball, playing fundamentally sound, again, no one would watch him play. Then I honestly think it's harmed his actual basketball game. I think it's harmed his basketball IQ, because now he thinks more so in, will this look good for a video clip, than is this the right basketball play, which I honestly don't think is great. And every time he nearly starts a fight, he trash talks somebody, those videos go even more viral, which is almost encouraging him to do it more and more, because obviously if you see yourself going viral for doing one thing, you're going to keep doing it. And to be honest, I think that Julian Newman's attitude and game is more a product of his environment than a product of his own arrogance. And it honestly seemed like the more negativity he got from the media, from people commenting, the more negative his attitude became, which, to be completely honest, I think if any of us were in his shoes, we'd be almost the same. And whereas what happened with Julian Newman should be a cautionary tale to not have too much pressure on a person too early, if anything, it's going to cause a slippery slope. Because right now, Julian Newman has his own clothing brand, PRODIGY. Julian Newman's getting millions and millions of views, and while not being ranked, he's one of the most hyped high school players in America right now. Because you know for a fact there's going to be more and more parents, coaches, trying to replicate what's happened with Julian Newman. Because even if your player isn't a college level player, which Julian Newman isn't, if you can get them to go viral, you can guarantee they're making some sort of half-decent career out of basketball. And this is going to happen more and more, and more people are going to try to become the next Julian Newman, which is a scary thing for basketball, and I think it's going down a slippery slope. So anyway, that's the video. If you guys don't agree with me, rather than leave a dislike, I'd really want you guys to leave in the comments and explain why you don't agree with me. Because this is something that's not true or false. This is something that my opinion is one way, and I know for a fact that there's millions of people with the same opinion, and there's millions of people with a completely different opinion than mine about this situation. So again, rather than you guys just disliking it and leaving it if you don't agree, I'd love to see you guys leave it in the comments, and I'd love to see an actual debate in the comments, people with different ideas, and to see why certain people think certain ways, and whether you think the hoop mixtape era basketball is a good thing for basketball in general, or even just for the kids. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.